In the last video, we started a challenge. Make 2000 trophies on my main account to reach 90k. But we have rules to make it harder. No pushing below 1000 trophies, no grinding on the weekend, and grinding only 2 hours a day. So, let's keep going from where we left off. On day 5, I started with Shade. Panda and Kawa were by my side, helping me out to speed up the push. In fact, we needed only 30 minutes to get Shade to 1080. So, it was time to decide which brawler was going to be next. And I ended up going for Aang. By the way, I forgot to mention that when we got Shade to 1080, only one game was left for 88k, so obviously after winning the first game with Aang, we achieved this primary goal. Now, I don't want to say that I don't like Aang, but it's very hard for me to use it. So even with the help of the boys, we needed 40 minutes to grind 80 trophies with him. Which, I mean, is not the worst ever, but it's a lot of time for one single brawler. Now you might say, well, you have a lot of time left for the day, keep pushing, right? But you would be wrong, because I didn't tell you that the 2-hour timer begins whenever I start playing the game. Which means that, for example, if I play ranked, the time that I used for that is part of the 2 hours. Now, in this particular case, I didn't play ranked, but I played the Mega Pig, that took me around 45 to 50 minutes to complete. So, moving on to day 6. The map changed from Super Beach to this. I don't know if this is a new map or some weird rework of an old one, but I must say that I didn't like it. Anyways, I decided to pick Colette. My teammates for the day were Jack and Panda once again. Luckily, we needed only 30 minutes to complete the first problem of the day. So I decided to go for Colt next. Unfortunately though, Panda had to leave us after only 10 minutes into the Colt push. Jack immediately invited a player called Daruma that firstly played a Pearl and then switched to B. It didn't last much though, because just a few minutes later, he left saying he was tired. At this point, we started playing with people from my Twitch chat, and we dropped all the way back to 1000 trophies. Not to mention that I also lagged a bit during most of the Colt push. I decided to try Amber afterwards because of our opponent's use rate, but again, it didn't go as planned, even with the help of a good player, second Kevin. I must say that he played really well, but this was not enough to get Amber to 1080 trophies, so I decided to switch once again to desperately try to get a second brawler down for the day before stopping the push. My choice fell on Meg. Then in the remaining minutes, we pushed till we could. At some point, Kevin left us and Kawa joined, but unfortunately, we were only able to reach 1033 trophies. I can't blame only the map for this unproductive day, but that definitely was an important factor. On day 7 though, the map looked a lot better, and Kawa was by my side from the very beginning. At first though, we had to warm up, also because my third teammate was not Panda, but a player from the chat. In total, we needed more than an hour to get Meg to 1080 trophies, but eventually, we made it. Lily was my next target, but Kawa had to leave me mid-push, so we stalled for a while looking for a third mate to join us, but we ended up getting a hater or even a hacker, because he had 30 total trophies and he reached pro in ranked. I don't know if that was a cursed pro player account or if that guy was just a straight hacker, but since I had no time to waste and since he was starting to insult me and other chat members, we immediately kicked him and banned him from the channel. We kept going with the push only when Kawa came back from dinner. At the same time, Apakatank, or however this boy's name had to be pronounced, left us, and so Ferrex joined immediately. It took us another 30 minutes of pushing before reaching 1080 trophies. Also, a little commemoration for my daily streak that I managed to keep for 144 days, but after all, it's just a number, and spending 29 gems to keep it, for me, is just a complete waste. After Lily was done, I started pushing Carl in the last 20 minutes. We pushed and we pushed, but it was not enough to get him to 1080 trophies. On day 8, a very good map showed up, Beach Ball. Panda and Kawa were present to help me out, and so it didn't take long to complete Carl as well. Then when I started pushing Surge, a discussion about music began in the chat. And sustaining my thesis while I was playing made me deconcentrate, and so I started making mistakes, which resulted in making the push a lot harder. Basically, I was saying that rap and trap music is much worse than instrumental music, so like for example artists like The Fat Rat, and pop music, so for example Katy Perry, Maroon 5 and Avicii. Now, even though the chat agreed with me that pop and instrumental music is cool, they told me that I was missing out. I don't really know what most people think about this, but for me there's just no game. If you want, let me know in the comments what you think about this topic. Anyways, back to the video. Since this debate lasted a lot, it took us ages to get Surge to 1080. At least an hour, but eventually we brought it home. So in the last minutes that remained, because on day 8 I also had to do a contest which stole at least 40 minutes of my time, we started a direct push that resulted in a stall, and so we stopped the push for the day at 1000 trophies. As I said at the beginning of the video, in this second episode we gained less trophies, roughly 600, and in the last video we gained more than 800. But we are still on track to make the last 1600 trophies, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to make it in time before the season runs out. Well boys, you made it till the end, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
And as always, thanks for watching.